Hey guys, here you are in the early hours of the morning with myself, Mike Parry, and Lucky Love TV, Brownstock 2010, with none other than
Beardy Man.
Tell me a little bit more about how it all started, because I know you started off as a beatboxer.
When I first called myself Beardy Man, I was purely just a beatboxer, and that was like a beatbox name, and it was like, sort of that was it. But I mean, I've done music from before that, and I've done, yeah.
So you started off as Beardy Man, the beatboxer, the performer.
Beardy
So
Man, the
show us what
beatboxer.
you did as just Beardy Man. Give us a little bit of a 30-second.
When I started when I was like 3, and then it was like, oh, that wasn't very good. And by the time I was 5, I was like, and then by the time I was 10, I was like, and then when I started to drum bass when I was 15, it was like, and then by the time I was like 18, I was smoking a lot of weed. It started to be like, but then I was only doing it to myself and just friends in parks. But then I heard Razel, and he was giving it all like. And I was like, oh, interesting. He's using the lips and he's doing it loudly, and girls are going. And so I was like, oh, interesting. So I incorporated the two, and it's like. That wasn't part of it, but like, I needed to take a breath in.
Well, don't blame him, mate.
Don't blame the breath.
Never blame the breath.
Don't blame the breath.
No.
It's not the breath's fault that you use it. We use breath. Breath isn't conscious.
It is so much so, isn't it?
Breath isn't conscious.
Love that pause. That was sick.
I'm the king of pauses. I invented pauses. Before me, there were no pauses. Music was just an endless drone. I was the first person to incorporate pauses into beatbox.
Before that, everyone just spoke non-stop,
Yeah.
continuously.
Yeah, I was the first person ever to introduce silence into music, and everyone was like, actually no, that's a lie, but Japanese music, actually, you play the pauses as well, and you play the silence, and it's much more spacious.
You had to bring on an entire table of equipment. What was on that table?
A lot of stuff.
Clearly.
4 Chaos pads, a Chaosilator Pro, a Micro Korg XL, a TC Electronic Studio Connect 48, a MIDI unit, and I forget who makes it, but it's this weird specialist piece of MIDI routing equipment, and there were pedals. There's a GT8 by Boss, a Boss RC50, and a TC Helicon Voice Live. This is a very boring list. I'm sure no one knows what these are or cares, but there's just there's about half a ton of electronics that I've collated over the years. I've got like 3 tons of electronics at home that I couldn't find a way to incorporate into my set because they're not designed for live use, or I haven't got round to figuring out how to put them into a live setup, so I've just used them for studio stuff. And I mean, there's other things which I've used in other shows as well, but this is like my permanent touring setup now, and it's just kind of getting ridiculous. But the idea is to be able to make music live, and I haven't found another way of doing it. There's Ableton Live is a program which is designed for doing things similar to what I do, and I could do a similar kind of show using Ableton Live with pre-prepared loops and stuff like that, and a bit of looping. But the way that I do what I do with this kind of endlessly recursive looping, where I'll kind of loop something, like I'll loop up a beatbox bar that I've done, and then I'll put that through an effect, and then I'll re-record that through the effect, and then so it'll sound different, and then I'll put that through another effect, and then I'll put that through another effect. But I'm doing that while I'm doing other things, and so I'm doing like 4 things at the same time, and but I'm making sure that I'm sticking to like 4-bar sections as much as I can, or like divisions of 4, multiples of 4 rather.
Yeah.
So it's structured music. There's build-ups, drop-downs, there's dance music, but there's all kind of weirdness as well, and I'm singing and making up songs and MCing and doing bits of crowd hyping and stuff like that, and making up riffs and sort of, it's somewhere between, it ends up sounding like somewhere between a DJ set, a comedy set, and a fuck knows. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just I'm more into these days. I'm more into the idea of improvisation than I am beatbox.
Yeah. How much of that stuff that you just showed us tonight was prepared? You were expecting
None.
to show us that? None
None.
of that. So that was improvised.
Yeah, which is cool because it means that
Standardized.
I don't know what's going to happen either. So like, I get out there because that means it's fun for me, and it's always fun for me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can get out there and like, it's a little bit scary because I never quite know whether it's going to work or not. I mean, it, you know, but if something doesn't work, I can just stop it and make a joke out of it and carry on. But like, generally, it works, and like, it's cool. I mean, you know, that means I can just switch things up and do mad mashups of tunes. And if I start playing a line that sounds like something, then I can kind of go, okay, I'll flesh that out and make it the actual thing that it sounds like. Like tonight, I ended up doing Lionel Richie dubstep because I just played.
Like, what?
It's ridiculous. It was, and you probably saw me cracking up. 'Cause it's ridiculous. As I didn't plan on doing it, but I was playing this line. I was like, how do I know that? I've just played that. I was like, oh no, it's I've been alone with you. And so I just started singing it. And then it's, oh God. Yeah. Hello, is it me you're looking? I used to love that tune. and then, but I had this horrible bass line ready, so I was just like, oh no, I know what's gonna happen. Is it me you're looking for? Lucky Life TV.